Right, so what you are going to put together is a small foldable thing that looks at cells. Right, remember, you've got animal cells and you've got plant cells. So the first thing you'll do, plain sheet of paper, go fold it over like that, so it's almost going to open up like a cupboard. Right, don't go and fold it over all the way, don't go and fold it over 1/3 then another. It needs to be folded over like that. Right, then what you're going to do, right, you will need to be able to go and label different parts of a animal and plant cell. Right, what I suggest to do, right, if you draw a diagram of an animal cell on top, a diagram of a plant cell below it. You can draw in different bits. You can go and look up what those diagrams should look like. Make sure if you're looking it up, you go in and you're just looking for diagrams. Don't go and try and use a complicated diagram. Don't just look for basic diagrams, because complicated diagrams will go and have all sorts of other stuff in that at this stage in the game you don't need to know. So on the front you're going to go diagram of an animal cell, diagram of a plant cell. You need to make sure that you label all the different bits. Then when you open it up, on these side parts you're just going to go and have a few spaces for what each of the organelles do and what each of the organelles are. Alright? Remember, an organelle in a cell is a functional part. So it's part of a cell that's going to carry out a specific job. So in animal cells, well, in animals and plant cells, you have ribosomes. Remember, ribosomes produce proteins. You've got the nucleus. The nucleus contains DNA and controls cell activity. Do not, I'll repeat this, do not put it is the brain of the cell. It is not the brain of the cell. Cells do not have a brain. Right? The nucleus is there, it contains DNA, it controls cell activity. You've got the cell membrane. So both plant and animal cells have cell membranes. The cell membrane controls what enters and leaves the cell. So it might control how much glucose is entering the cell. It might control how much water is entering the cell. It might control how much of a certain hormone is leaving a cell, etc. Got the cytoplasm. Right, the cytoplasm, it is kind of the jelly-like substance that everything in the cell sits in. The cytoplasm is where chemical reactions in the cell takes place. So you write that in the cytoplasm. The mitochondria is where energy is released from glucose. If you can remember to say that it's where respiration takes place, that would be good as well. Right, things that we only find in plant cells. Plant cells have a cell wall. The cell wall is to strengthen the cell. It's to make it rigid. It's got a large vacuole. The vacuole contains a store of water and minerals. And they have chloroplasts. Chloroplasts carry out photosynthesis. So remember that those three you only find in your plant cells. Right, this middle section for now, we're just going to leave blank because we might come on and we might do a few other bits there. All right, so once you're finished, it should kind of look something like this. There's no need to rush. You can go and look things up. There's books for you to go and look things up on. You can go and look things up on the internet. I would strongly suggest using BBC Bite Size.